Good morning. Welcome. This is Loretta. This is Mother's Tarot. I'm also an experiencer. Today is video number 7 in the Star Lineage spread using the Galactic Heritage Cards. I am asking, what star are we from? Receiving message from above. I noticed in this spread here today that I'm recording that all of the cards we've got spiritual technology, alone time, dream time and awakening, good intentions, embracing transition, birth and expansion, renewed hope, with the unseen energy of common ground. And the common, speaking of common ground, the common thread in every one of these cards is it's about going inside of oneself. None of this is external stuff. It's all internal. So anyway, that was glaringly obvious to me this morning. Okay, now I'm going to read the little video, and welcome back to my returning viewers and subscribers, and thank you. And if you're new here, welcome. You're in a safe place. My name is Loretta, and I have received the message that I was sent here to activate the divine potential in others. I got that message a few days ago. I said, okay, all right, I can see that pattern in my life, okay, through helping others. I have the calling of faith, and a spiritual healer. I'm a pursuer of esoteric knowledge, archaeology, ancient ruins, ufology, and paleocontact. I believe, well, I am working with, through this, I know that I'm working with an Arcturus energy is wishing to work through me. So I am opening myself up for their transmission. So anyway, just wanted to add that. And now I'm going to read the narrative for the video. Kind of helps everyone familiarize themselves because these are not tarot cards. And they have a totally, well, it's a unique purpose. I mean, like tarot, it helps us to know ourselves. Only this deck takes us up to a whole nother level. The galactic level, off-Earth level. Okay? And this is going to help us understand more of the times we're in. Okay, here I go. What star are we from? Message from above. I pulled these cards July 21st, 2023. Galactic Heritage Cards are used to help us tap into our star lineage and karmic patterns, and also reveal lessons brought to Earth from the stars, and how these lessons can be used in our life on Earth now. A star lineage spread more accurately reflects what stellar influences are working with you now in the moment you choose the cards. If you do readings often, the cards may change, but over time you will notice a pattern that keeps emerging if you are working with the cards in a sincere way. This is a fluid system without fixed positional meanings because it represents the multidimensional and holographic nature of consciousness. Each card has a number, a civilization, a theme, and text that goes with it. The numbering order is based on the journey from unity to polarity, through integration and back to unity. We have 21 different species and 108 cards in this deck. 4 timeline suits, past, present, future, and parallel. The cards are numbered based on the journey from unity to polarity and back to unity, reflecting a universal theme, that of a state of oneness, a fragmentation into individuality, and the process of integration back to the state of oneness. Thus, the cards in the lower numbers represent the earliest process of unity fragmenting into individuality and the star consciousness who guides us. Early to mid-range numbers represent the physical civilizations. The higher number cards are the reintegration cards, representing a movement of energy from unity to polarity and then to reintegration. Card numbers later in the deck represent the integrative processes of our star family as it moved towards unity. Parallel cards refer to a certain era of that civilization on the card. Future cards are in the era of mature civilizations, where our extraterrestrial guidance mostly comes. These cards work with your intuition. Okay, so that is the intro for this. Now I'm going to show you each card as we start reading. And also, I'm going to be able to share with you because I started, I have a log now. I run a log on everything that I'm pulling. And I record it. And what it's going to tell me, I'm going to show it to you. This, see, it's like a graph here. I got the video number, published date, lineage spread, and then the positions, right? And underneath there, the number of times the card is repeated. Okay? I know, it's just, it's something I put together. But it's interesting because this is going to help me track patterns. And I have got, in this, we've got 4 repeaters in here. Hold on just a second. I'm going to get my little paperwork here. Up here, safe. Okay. So, like the first card that is spiritual technology, Vega present. Now, for those of you that's been with me since the beginning, this is a repeater card, and it is. This has come up 3 times now. This is the 3rd showing on this. So, important message here. So I'm going to read that. And so anyway, I like this. So this is the card. We're in position 1. Spiritual technology, card number 23. The ancient Vegan mystics became quite adept at creating spiritual technology. This refers to using tools such as crystals, wands, geometry, and so on, to enhance spiritual experiences or perform a function such as cleaning the energy in a home or healing a person. Originally, these tools were meant to be an enhancement of spiritual practices, but over time, the vegans became dependent on them and forgot the power was not in the objects. This was a profound lesson for them. Examine how you use spiritual tools now. Do you depend on them more than your own inner power? See, this is something that I keep in mind when I'm using the tools that I use. I have rods. So when I speak to, well, lately I'm just going directly to my higher self, the one that hangs out with the archangels and the Holy of Holies. And so it helps me communicate directly and be assured of my safety and who I'm dealing with. So that's one tool I have. And then, of course, the cards. All the cards are tools, you know. And I use different cards for different uh, uh, venues of where I'm trying to go, uh, such as the Galactic cards, the Galactic Heritage cards. You know, when I want to get tapped into uh, the star people, our heritage, our linkage, absolutely rely on these cards. You know, these are the tools that I choose. Until something else develops stronger within me without the assistance of the tools, you know, and so on and so forth. So the tarot cards, I have tried my hand with pendulum. Um, I choose to stay away from the pendulum because of my experience with it. I believe it's too easily manipulated. And so, anyway, that's my little tidbit on that. Now, the commentary for this card. In a middle development era of the Vega civilizations, a branch of spiritual science begins to focus on spiritual technology. What is spiritual technology? It is technology that assists spiritual development. It can range from external tools such as crystals, wands, frequency generators, healing tools, and more. It can also include meditation techniques that have elaborate processes or steps that seem as if they provide a shortcut to a desired goal, but can often instead practitioner lead the practitioner along a path of distraction. All tools are neutral and can be used in a balanced way, an addictive way, or a way that controls others. This era in the Vega civilizations was a challenging one, and it connects to the era on Earth in present day where many are looking for spiritual shortcuts instead of doing the real deep inner work necessary for spiritual transcendence. If this card appears in your reading, it could mean different things depending on the surrounding cards, your life circumstances and present karma. Perhaps it may imply that you are becoming too addicted to spiritual technology and need to look at your inner self as a source of evolution. Or perhaps the opposite is true. Perhaps you can benefit by investigating spiritual technology in a balanced way. It could also be pointing to past lives in Vega or Atlantis in which you dealt with the misuse of technology. Go within and examine what this card means in the context of the other factors mentioned above. There you go. Okay, and now the next card we go to. Here we go. Is 25. Alone time. Vega. Present. Must be alone over there, huh? Yeah. Interesting art in the cards. Okay. Alone time. Ancient Vegans were solitary beings. I'm sorry. They often spent large amounts of time alone in quiet contemplation as a way to remain centered, so they had enough energy to be of service to their community. In current times, most people don't create the space to have this alone time that is so very vital to their well-being. Take a look at your need for this essential quiet time alone. Give it to yourself, not only for rest or activities that recharge you, but to look deep within yourself and work on your inner challenges. This is a fundamental need of all humans. This need can no longer be ignored. Reality on Earth today can be very chaotic, filled with multiple distractions from family, home, and work. These distractions can also be played out through our emotions, whereby our emotional states keep us distracted from our true internal essence. This is why stilling practices like meditation and yoga serve very important functions. They help us still our minds so we can see our true connection to the universe and the true nature of our consciousness. Every human needs time alone, not to distract ourselves with games or television, but to go deep within and cultivate an intimate relationship with our true selves. The Vegans were very solitary beings who recognized this essential need. If this card comes up in your reading, you cannot ignore this inner need any longer. Settle your mind and reestablish connection with your inner self. This is really not negotiable. Without this commitment, self-discipline, spiritual evolution becomes extremely difficult. This is a key to the next stage of human evolution. If you already spend large amounts of time alone during spiritual practices, this card may also be giving you the message that this alone time must be balanced with time out in the physical world with other humans as well. Yeah. Now, this was the second time I had pulled the alone time card. Okay. All right. And now, this is the first time for this card. Dream time and awakening. Citizen Whale. Citizen Whale. Parallel universe. There you go. Okay. That is vibrating at number 91. Okay. Well, consciousness, which is connected to Sirius and is more like a group consciousness, has the capability of rising above the dream of physical reality and operating in an awakened state. For millennia, whales have been our guides beyond the physical plane. Now that it is time for human consciousness to evolve, we too must learn to rise above the dream of physical reality and enter the awakened state that is the true reality. In meditation, imagine the loving presence of a whale and connect with its heart. Breathe together. Let it guide you through dream time and into awakening. When whale consciousness connected to Sirius is very unique, whereby individual human souls incarnate in bodies, whale consciousness is a fifth density vibration and represents group consciousness. Each whale is actually a group unified field of consciousness. Whale consciousness has the ability to operate in an awakened state, seeing the true reality of existence instead of the dream time of the illusion of physical reality. For millennia, whales have acted as spiritual guides for indigenous peoples around the world, coming to them in dreams to communicate the greater truths of the universe. If this card has appeared in your reading, you most likely have a strong connection with Sirius and or whale consciousness already, or this consciousness is just beginning to work with you and wishes to be acknowledged. If you wish to work with it, connect with whale consciousness before going to sleep. This will open you to further communication and guidance in the dream state. Whale consciousness is essential to this time now on Earth because they serve as guides for human consciousness as we break free of illusion and begin to awaken. It is also possible that if this card appears in your reading, there is something in your life that needs to be seen clearly, without illusion, in order for you to move to the next level of your growth. Okay. Let me know if this is resonating with anyone else. Yeah, I'd like to hear from you. Okay, our next card here is number 46. This is the second time I've had this card come up. Good intentions from serious past. Okay, it's come up twice. All right. Number 46, good intentions. There we go. The ancient Syrians had very good intentions when they worked on Earth during the genetic projects. But sometimes good intentions were not enough. Mistakes are made and lessons are learned. Good intentions must be combined with foresight, integrity, and humility. This card asks you to look at the good intentions in your heart about an action you are making and find out how they can be strengthened through honest self-observation, realistic evaluation, and long-term vision. And most importantly, should mistakes be made, remember to forgive yourself. Yeah. This is another card that reflects the challenges of the new species have as they begin to mature. Just like Palladian and Syrian, enthusiasm, desire for service, and good intentions are not enough to ensure evolution. They must be tempered with long-range vision, patience, wisdom, and other traits. This card refers to the good intentions of the Syrians and other species like the Palladians during the ancient time on Earth when they were interacting with new humans. These good intentions were admirable, but were often not enough to stop short-sighted mistakes and quick actions that could have been avoided with a little bit of wisdom and patience. Every new mature species passes through the test, and the Syrians were no different. If you have this card in your spread, it can have several meanings. It could refer to past lives of yours in which you were either a Syrian interacting with Earth or a human who benefited or suffered because of the actions of these young Syrians. Applying it to life now, it could also be giving you advice to look more deeply into your good intentions for actions in life to see if there is a hidden reason for the action that may be more self-serving. It is also challenging you to look at these good intentions and see if, down the road, these good intentions might actually inadvertently hurt someone else. Part of becoming a self-responsible species is being able to be honest about our intentions and be hesitant to act without full awareness that the action is supported by the universe. Okay, that was good information there. Good attention. Got that twice. Okay, this next one is embracing transitions. Now, I haven't had this one yet. This is the first time pulling this one. Embracing transition. Syrians. Present. Okay. Okay, this is the one we're looking at now. Number 62. There we go. In this time period, the Sirius energy has made an evolutionary transition from fourth density to fifth, which means a shift from physical existence to non-physical. Humans are in the process of transitioning from 3D to 4D. So the guidance of Sirius is essential here. Planetary transitions can be a frightening thing because it means leaping into the unknown. Personally, you are also making a transition to a new level of consciousness. It is important to embrace this transition and trust its process. Even if you can't clearly see where it leads, the energy of Sirius can help you with this process. You know, I just realized, or I just heard that what this is about, this fourth and fifth density, is losing our physical self as part of the evolution of mankind, or earthlings. Earthlings is what we would call it. So the Palladians went through this, Arcturians, all of them. Well, some of them still have some physicalness to them. A lot of them are at a higher vibration. Okay, commentary on this card. There are many levels to the guidance represented by this card. Energetically, it connects to the time period in which the Syrians moved from fourth. Oh, I just read this, didn't I? Not sure, so I'm going to read it. There are many levels to the guidance represented by this card. Energetically, it connects to the time period in which the Syrians moved from fourth to fifth density, from physicality to non-physicality. At this time, humans are moving from a third density to a fourth density reality on their way towards integration. This is a huge transition for a planetary species. If this card come up in your reading, it is reminding you that you too are going through a huge transition in your consciousness as you walk on your spiritual journey. Sometimes this transition creates a lot of fear because you're walking into the unknown. In that case, it becomes essential to embrace this transition, even if you cannot see the outcome. For some people, this card comes up in readings when they have experienced the death of someone close and are struggling with guilt or grief about it. No matter the circumstances, the underlying message is to always open your arms and your heart to transition. Life is full of transitions, and when they are resisted, we suffer. Let yourself embrace them as a natural part of life and an essential aspect of spiritual evolution. Wow. Okay. All right. Our next card is Birth and Expansion. I know this is the repeater card. Yeah, 3 times. Third time for this one. Birth and Expansion. Lyra passed. Okay. Here we go. What? As the Lyran civilization grew, it unleashed a tremendous amount of creative energy. There was so much excitement to build this new civilization and expand into the galaxy. It was a time of optimism, enthusiasm, and creative experimentation. This card reminds you of that ancient time when you were a part of, and it encourages you to once again find that creative spark within you. Don't be afraid of your creativity. There were times when you were punished for it, but that reality has passed. It's time to release the karmic pattern of fearing your creativity and trust the universe to support it. I know I'm dealing with this right now, so I think that's why it's coming up. Absolutely. Because when we are punished for being creative, we got to, it takes us some time to push back and get through that. I think that's what I'm working on. One of the things I'm working on now. Okay, the commentary. Because this refers to the time period of Lyra's past pioneering spirit and their commitment and enthusiasm to build the physical reality that they desired, you might think this is a card that represents a focus on masculine energy. That isn't necessarily true. It refers even more deeply to the creative process of deliverance, which, when used in a healthy way, was a very balanced expression. Creativity can be used for service or for selfishness. In their journey to mature as a species, the Lyrans used this creativity in both ways, and they learned the lessons of selfishness when they made unconscious, self-serving choices. Just like children or teenagers learn about the results of their choices, so did the Lyrans. If you have this card in your reading, look at the surrounding cards. If there is a theme of several cards that warn of ego traps, pay attention to your hidden process or spiritual development. Then you are encouraged to trust your creative process and take risks with it, even if you don't know where it will lead. Yeah, we need to do that. Lean into it. I was telling somebody that you just got to lean into that fear sometimes. You don't have to, fall on your face in it, but at least give some pushback to start the process of being able to stand up to it. Okay. Our next one is Renewed Hopes, number 79, Zeta Reticuli. Now, this is the first time pulling this card. I thought it was interesting. It was the last card of the spread. Okay. Now, I still have the unseen over here, but the base spread, this was the last one. Renewed Hope. And I thought that was really cool. When a crisis passes and we are no longer deep in fear, there is a sense of relief. It feels like a new dawn has arrived and the future is filled with hope. This is where the Zetas are emotionally in this era. Their species crisis has passed and they are feeling a new dawn rising. The message for you is to see each moment as a chance for a new dawn. Nothing in the physical universe is constant except change. With each change comes the potential for beauty, joy, and growth. Don't let the moments of your life pass without noticing them as doorways to awakening. Begin now. This card refers to an era of Zeta civilization when their species crisis had passed and they were on the road to recovery. With the threat of their extinction over, they reconnected with their joy and began to feel hope about the future. They realized that they could not go back to the ways of their past and had to reshape their civilization and themselves. If you pulled this card, its meaning depends on the surrounding cards and your life circumstances. It could be that you have recently passed through a dark time in your life and you are feeling the new dawn. If so, it is important to learn the lessons from the past and not repeat them before you move into your new future. It might also mean that you haven't yet passed fully through a challenging time, but you can look ahead to when the dawn will come. For those of you who have strong Zeta connections, this card may also mean that you have a connection with the Zeta era. Perhaps you had a lifetime then, or you are in contact with a being from this era. In any case, let yourself feel the energy of a new dawn that is on the horizon. Always remember that personal work never finishes. The Zetas learned this too and continued their self-healing work on a personal and species level. This deep inner work led to their species awakening. This inner work can lead to your awakening as well. Yeah, that's a really great message. Really great message there. Okay, and then the unseen energy, bottom of the deck. This card has come up. This is the second time for this card. Common ground. Hybrid parallel universe or a parallel time. Okay. Number 83. Throughout Earth's long history interacting with ET beings, many hybrids were created. A hybrid being is a powerful symbol because it represents the building of a bridge between two different realities and standing on that common ground from a place of empowerment to create a new, evolved reality. I had never thought about it like that before. Yeah. You pulled this card because you have a connection with a hybrid being. It may be a Zeta human hybrid or another. This energy is influencing you now to help you bring together two aspects of yourself that previously conflicted. This powerful card means that profound integration is forthcoming. Yeah, I can kind of feel that too. Commentary. This card is highly... Okay. I don't know why I have a problem saying this word. Archetypal. Archetypal. Archetypa. I don't know why some words just really get me. So that is when I'm butchering it, you'll know how to say it. Archetypal meaning. It represents a powerful force in that universe. The card's meaning is, first and foremost, representative of the archetypal theme before it ever refers to something literal. In this case, it refers to the integration of polarity on a physical and ideological level, which is the core theme of these cards. A hybrid is a combination of two different aspects to create a third idea. Within our galactic family, there are myrid hybrid races that are mixtures of many of the humanoid species in creation. There are too many to name. If this card comes up in your reading, it most likely refers to the marriage of two seemingly different themes in your life and how they can be brought together in a fruitful way. If you are having difficulty making a decision or there is conflict between two things in your life, this card is suggesting that you can indeed integrate them. It may require patience and creativity, but it is entirely possible when you commit to the process. This card may also literally refer to a connection that you have with a hybrid being. This being can be a mix of many species, but if you see that there are Zeta and or Assassini cards in your spreads, the hybrid is likely a combination of Zeta and human. Look to the themes and challenges in your life and see where integration can happen. This integration of polarity in this outer world represents an even more powerful integration in your inner world. Yeah, wasn't that something? That was a lot of information. And this is all about integration. I know it is. Common ground. I mean, this is quite a transition when you think about it. In this 3D physical world to a higher dimension. Now, embracing transition, good intentions, birth and expansion, spiritual technology, alone time, dream time and awakening, renewed hope, common ground. It's all about the evolution of human beings. If we don't evolve, we cease to exist. Right? Yeah. So keep on plugging for the 0 point energy. That's going to save us. We're on a short time frame. We need to get it done. I hope somebody found something a benefiting their spirit somehow, found something useful in these readings. I do. So I hope you do too. I believe the ones that are following, especially this one, you're getting something out of here, something out of all this. So that's wonderful. I hope you're all doing great. I want you to take care of yourself, meditate. We all need to go within, We may have good intentions, but we need to really put some practice into it. I know I do. I have to, every day, I have to remind myself, I'm getting better at it. But I'm working on it. So I love you all. Thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. And you take real good care of yourselves, okay? Careful out there. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.